Home saved by firefighters.
Burning truck shuts down Detroit freeway. I'm Hannah Schutzkis.
And I'm Samantha Ruff, and this is your Public Eye News. In Houghton County, a recent hit and run is being investigated after the driver fled the scene. The Michigan State Police said the incident happened in Calumet on Tuesday afternoon. A vehicle traveling west crossed the center line and then struck a 36-year-old woman who was walking. The woman was taken to UP Health System's Portage and her condition has not been released. The driver was found later and identified as a 31-year-old Atlantic man. Currently, he is being held in the Houghton County Jail and charged with leaving the scene of an accident resulting in a serious injury. A house fire that occurred Tuesday evening was saved by firefighters before it became tragic. Around 6 p.m. yesterday, the homeowner called in a kitchen fire. When the Negaunee City and Marquette Township fire departments arrived at the scene, the fire was quickly taken control of. No one was injured in the fire and no serious damage occurred to the exterior of the home. One thing that firefighters struggle with during the winter is trying to find fire hydrants. Homeowners can help make this possible by keeping the area clear, which will speed up the process of fighting fires.
With the warm temperatures hitting the UP, ice in the area is becoming very dangerous. A man ice sailing on Lake Superior fell into open water early this afternoon. Nearby fishermen who witnessed the event called 911 and pulled the man out of the water. The Coast Guard, Marquette Fire, and police departments arrived shortly afterwards and treated him at the scene. A burning tanker truck has shut down an eastbound stretch of Interstate 94 near the Detroit border. It is not known what caused the fire, which is believed to have been hauling petroleum. There were no reports of injuries, and the police are waiting for the fire to be put out before investigating further. The Department of Transportation is asking that motorists avoid the area. They are anticipating it will be closed for several more hours.
A southeastern Michigan boy, 15, who is accused of planning to kill a classmate who rejected him and other students, is now in a juvenile detention. The judge ordered the boy to be held until April 1st, when the hearing will take place. In February, the boy pled no contest in a deal with the Monroe County prosecutors. The boy, who attended Jefferson High School, titled the written plan 3 Days to Kill, and authorities then found a samurai sword and homemade knife at his home. Due to age, the boy's name has not been released to the public. The girl who is being targeted said she has been left traumatized. In Detroit, a 34-year-old woman, a 16-year-old boy, and a 12-year-old girl were stabbed by a man in their home. The suspect is currently in custody and is or had currently been in a relationship with the woman. The man is described as a 33-year-old parolee. The stabbings took place after an argument between the man and woman. After the incident, police were looking out for the man's description and found him a few blocks from the home. The wounds to the victims were not considered to be life-threatening. In Madison, Wisconsin, 2 rallies have been planned. One is to protest the shooting of an unarmed biracial man by a white officer, and the other is to support law enforcement. Protesters will march today from a Madison Park to the State Department of Corrections headquarters, focusing on the shooting and criminal justice reform. Around 1,500 high school students will be joining the march. Supporters of the police department are planning a, quote, peaceful gathering number 1, end quote, at a law enforcement memorial. Tony Robinson, 19, who is the one who was shot, died Friday night after a confrontation with the officer who was answering a call about a man interfering with traffic. And after the break, we'll have your national and international news. Stay tuned.
She wore blue velvet.
PBS takes you back to the early 1960s.
Roses are red, my heart. Violets are blue. Sugar is sweet.
It's My Yearbook, 1960 to 1963 on PBS.
Friday evening at 9 on Public TV 13.
Welcome back. Crews have found human remains connected to the Army helicopter crash after it was reported missing yesterday. A military spokesman stated the 11 Marines and soldiers involved were participating in a training practice and were leaving a target site. President Obama announced he is expecting a thorough investigation into the crash and expressed his sincerest condolences to the families of those killed. Almost 2 years after the deadly Boston Marathon bombing, jurors in the trial are being shown pieces of the backpack Dzhokhar Tsarnaev used to carry the bombs. FBI agents displayed the evidence this morning, along with pieces of a pressure cooker, chunks of metal, and a fuse wire. The backpack was found near a restaurant where Tsarnaev admitted to detonating a bomb. His lawyers have admitted that he participated in the bombing that killed 3 people and injured more than 260 people, but are claiming his brother was in charge.
A Syracuse University fraternity had 3 pledges who were doing exercises indoors 3 times a day for 3 weeks before one of them lost some fingers to frostbite after an outdoor hazing incident. Members of Nu Alpha Phi punished the pledges for violating the fraternity rules. On February 28th, the 3 pledges were taken to a park where they did the exercises in the snow without gloves while temps were around 0. The one pledge suffered from frostbite to 4 fingers. The university has suspended the fraternity. Investigators at the state and federal level are trying to figure out how a tractor trailer was stopped on the tracks where an Amtrak train derailed in North Carolina and why no warning was given to the engineer. Included in the evidence is the train's black box, which was recovered at the scene, and a state permit that gave the trucking company permission to exceed length and weight limits. The tractor trailer weighed 127 tons, which is 3 times the size and weight of a standard 18-wheeler. The truck required a highway patrol escort and had to avoid some interstate overpasses due to the height. iTunes and app stores for Apple are informing users of an outage. Early this morning, around 11 a.m., a system status notification showed the iTunes Store, iBook Store, Mac App Store, and App Store services were offline. The cause of the problems is currently unclear, and Apple did not immediately respond to commenting on the cause. This comes after Apple announced on Monday new details in regards to the Apple Watch and MacBook products.
It's been 6 years after the extremist group Boko Haram began its insurrection, and Niger's military has created a sharp escalation between the two. After deciding their state of emergency needed to be extended by 3 months, Niger's police have announced military operations have killed at least 500 extremists in the past month, and this doesn't include any deaths due to land and air operations that were launched on Sunday. Boko Haram began launching heavy attacks across the border and into Niger earlier this year. Gloria Steinem and other women leaders are making a statement in Korean relations with a plan to walk across the demilitarized zone between North and South Korea in an attempt to call for reunification. The group, called Women Cross DMZ, has planned for the walk to occur on May 24th, the International Women's Day for Disarmament, and the 70th anniversary of the division of the Korean Peninsula. The women are still seeking the approval of both countries, as they are technically still at war, and of the United Nations as well. French officials have confirmed that the man and teen who appear in an Islamic State video that shows the killing of a Palestinian are French citizens. The authorities are investigating further to see if the man has any links to the family of the Islamic extremist who attacked paratroopers and a Jewish school in France 3 years ago. They also confirmed that the other French fighter, whose death in a suicide bombing was announced this week by the Islamic State, was in fact a young teen. And after the break, we'll have your weather and sports. Stay tuned.
Get ready to rock when Great Performances presents all-time favorite Bryan Adams.
Everything I do it for you. It was the summer of '69.
Join us for an amazing pop rock hit parade with Bryan Adams in concert on Great Performances.
Join us Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Welcome back. I'm Chelsea Bursa with your weather. Currently, it is sunny with a temperature of 38 degrees, winds coming out of the north wind at 17 miles per hour, and the barometric pressure is 30.39 inches and holding. Tonight, it'll be sunny with a low of 27 degrees and winds coming out of the north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. And tomorrow it'll be partly cloudy with a high of 44 and winds coming out of the southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Looking ahead at the UP, in Sault Ste. Marie it is 37 and sunny. In Manistique it is 42 and partly cloudy. Escanaba it is 50 and sunny. Menominee 43 and sunny. Iron Mountain 47 and sunny. Ironwood 39 and sunny. Houghton 36 and sunny. And back here in Marquette, it is 38 and sunny. Looking ahead at current conditions for the rest of the week, on Friday we'll have a high of 49, a low of 33, and with some rain showers. On Saturday we'll see a high of 38, a low of 25, and some snow showers. And on Sunday we'll have a high of 47, a low of 36, and it'll be partly cloudy. So John, I heard the Wildcats were having a particularly sunny occasion this week.
Yes, things are looking really bright for NMU right about now. The Northern Michigan University Hall of Fame will be inducting 5 new members on Saturday, April 18th. The 5 inductees are Heather Drucker, Jennifer Frederick, Daryl Plandowski, Sue Veselik, and Ricky Volsi. Drucker was a 3-time letter winner at NMU and was a member of the 1993 Division II National Championships. Frederick finished 3rd in the mile at the 2005 Track and Field Championships. Plandowski was a member of NMU's 1991 Division I Championship hockey team, and Voley earned 4 letters and was named MVP for 3 out of his 4 basketball seasons. The event will take place in the Great Lakes Room at the University Center. The NBA and NCAA have proposed an idea to stop underclassmen from leaving early for the draft if not assured of being a high pick. Kentucky coach John Calipari said, quote, "This may be one of the best things the NABC has ever done," end quote. Under current rules, once an underclassman submits paperwork to the NBA, the player loses his eligibility and cannot return to school. The proposal is aiming to keep student athletes in school who aren't ready for the NBA so they have a chance to expand their skills. If the proposal is accepted, underclassmen would be able to participate in an invite-only event that would offer feedback on draft prospects. Florida State quarterback Jameis Winston, who is expected to be number 1 in this year's NFL draft, met with Roger Goodell in New York. Winston is reported to have also met with the NFL executive vice president and was briefed by other officials in the NFL. A league executive who took part in the meeting said, quote, "He went out of his way to make a good impression and to show that he understood what was going to be expected of him in the NFL," end quote. Winston is planning on leaving school early this year to enter the draft. Darrelle Revis returns back to the New York Jets for a 5-year, $70 million deal. The deal came just 5 hours after Revis became a free agent. The Patriots declined a $20 million option for 2015. Revis was believed to have a permanent home in New England for the 3rd straight season, but was lured back to New York by Woody Johnson's money. The deal will pay him $48 million in his first 3 years back, including $39 million in full guarantee. This deal for the Jets makes them hopeful for a chance to get back into the league after having 4 straight non-playoff seasons. So a lot of good things are changing for New York, but I heard that some things will just never change?
Yes, including one of their bans. Many states have lifted the bans on having a ferret as a pet over the past 25 years, but New York City's Board of Health says the animals don't belong in a densely populated city and are refusing to lift the ban. Only 3 other states have kept the ban, and those are California, Hawaii, and Washington, D.C. Officials in San Francisco are considering a requirement for warning labels on soda ads. A member of the Board of Supervisors introduced the idea this week. The requirement could go into effect within 3 months if passed. This comes just months after supervisors in the state unsuccessfully pushed for a tax on soda. So what do you guys think? Do you think ads would be effective for warning people about how much sugar is in soda?
I feel like not a lot of people would really do it. Like, everyone already drinks a lot of soda as it is. I don't see how it would make much of a difference.
Yes, but maybe this would be good for parents with children. And that's all for your Public Eye News today. Tune in tomorrow.
The preceding program was produced in studios located in the Edgar L. Hardin Learning Resources Center by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television.